Maya had always believed in love, not the perfect, movie-style kind, but the kind that's simple, honest, and healing. After months of mending from a past heartbreak, she finally decided to give love another chance. Her friend had set her up on a blind date with someone kind, thoughtful, and apparently perfect for her. On the evening of the date, she stood in front of her mirror, fixing the edge of her blouse, smiling nervously. It wasn't vanity, it was hope. Hope that maybe this would be the start of something new. She whispered a small prayer, "God, if this is for me, let it be. And if it's not, give me peace to accept it." When Maya arrived at the cafe, it smelled like fresh coffee and soft laughter. She picked a seat by the window and ordered tea. Every time the bell on the cafe door chimed, her heart lifted. Maybe that was him. But minutes passed, and the seat across from her stayed empty. She checked her phone, no message. The waiter passed by and smiled politely, as if to say, "Still waiting." She nodded, pretending it didn't sting. 10 minutes became 20, and 20 became 40. Slowly, the warm excitement turned cold. Her hands trembled as she lifted her cup. Sometimes, silence can be louder than any words. In that moment, she had two choices: leave with bitterness or stay with grace. And somehow, deep within, she chose grace. She paid her bill, walked outside, and whispered, "It's okay." Maybe he couldn't make it. Maybe this wasn't meant to be. The night air was cool. She walked down the street, her heart heavy but her spirit strangely calm. And just as she was about to cross the road toward the bus stop, something, a quiet inner voice, told her, "Turn left." Normally, she would have ignored it. But tonight, she followed. And there, under the weak glow of a flickering street lamp, she saw a sight that stopped her heart: a young mother holding a small boy. The woman looked tired, lost, and uncertain. The child clutched her coat, his eyes half closed with sleep. Maya walked closer. "Are you okay?" she asked softly. The woman looked up, startled, and shook her head. "We missed the last bus," she said. "I was trying to find the shelter, but it's closed." Without thinking, Maya took off her scarf and wrapped it around the little boy. "Come," she said gently. "Let's get you something warm to eat." Inside a small diner nearby, the three of them sat in a booth by the window. The child, whose name was Elijah, smiled shyly as he sipped his hot chocolate. His mother, Sarah, told Maya that she had come to the city looking for work, but things hadn't gone as planned. As Sarah spoke, Maya realized something powerful: if her date had shown up, she wouldn't have been here. She wouldn't have turned left. She wouldn't have met them. That realization sent a quiet warmth through her. The disappointment that had felt so heavy just moments ago suddenly felt like guidance. After dinner, Maya offered to drive them to a small shelter she knew that stayed open late. As she drove, the streets glowed in soft amber light. Elijah fell asleep in the back seat, his head resting on his mother's arm. Sarah turned to Maya and whispered, "I prayed for someone to help us tonight. I didn't think anyone would stop." Maya smiled, her eyes misting. "Funny," she said. "I thought I was waiting for someone too." And in that silence, the air in the car felt sacred, as if something divine had woven two stories into one thread. That night, as Maya parked outside her apartment, she sat for a long time before getting out. She looked up at the night sky and whispered, "God, was this your plan all along?" For the first time in a long while, she didn't feel lonely. She felt connected, not because of romance, but because of purpose. She realized that sometimes, the moments that hurt us most are the ones that prepare us for something holy. Over the next few weeks, Maya couldn't stop thinking about Sarah and Elijah. She visited the shelter again, bringing food and clothes. She listened to their stories, not as charity, but as connection. And every time she looked at them, she saw reflections of faith, raw, real, resilient faith. The kind that survives cold nights and missed buses. The kind that trusts that even in the dark, there is a light waiting to be found. One morning, while volunteering, a thought crossed Maya's heart like a whisper of wind. Your purpose is not the perfect date, it is the open heart. It struck her deeply. She realized she had spent so much of her life waiting for love, for validation, for someone to choose her, and yet, all along, she had been chosen. By grace, by life, By God, she began to understand that every delay, every unanswered prayer, every moment of silence was not rejection, it was redirection. Still, she had moments of doubt. Nights where she replayed that date that never happened. Questions surfaced. Was I not enough? Did I say something wrong? But then she'd remember Elijah's laughter, and how that sound filled the emptiness inside her with something far more lasting than romance. Maybe some people walk into our lives to teach us love. And others never show up, so that we can discover love for ourselves. Months later, Sarah found a job and a small apartment. Elijah started school. They became part of Maya's life, family, in every way but name. And one evening, as Maya helped Elijah with his homework, he looked up and said, "Auntie Maya, you're like my angel." She smiled through tears and whispered, "Maybe you're mine too." In that quiet exchange, Maya understood something profound. We often look for miracles in big gestures, a sudden windfall, a dramatic healing, a dream come true. But sometimes, miracles hide in missed appointments and empty chairs. Because when life removes something you wanted, it's often making space for something you needed. That night, as she walked by the same cafe where it all began, she glanced inside. A couple was laughing over coffee at the table where she once sat alone. But instead of sadness, she smiled. She realized she wasn't that woman anymore, waiting to be chosen. She was already chosen. Chosen for kindness. Chosen for compassion. Chosen to turn left when the world told her to go straight. And that was enough. So, if you're listening to this story and you've ever felt forgotten, left out, or disappointed, remember this: God's delays are not his denials. Sometimes, he holds back what you think you want to give you what your soul truly needs. When one door doesn't open, don't stare at it in sorrow. Look around. Because maybe, somewhere nearby, there's a mother and child waiting under a street lamp, waiting for your light to show up. And when you show up, with love, with faith, with a heart open enough to say, yes, that's when grace moves. That's when peace begins to live in you. Maya's blind date never came. But God showed up, not as a man in a cafe, but as a mother and a child in the cold. And in that unexpected meeting, she found what she'd been seeking all along. Not romance, but divine connection. Not excitement, but peace. Not love from another, but love from within. So tonight, as you finish this story, I want you to ask yourself, what if the thing you're waiting for isn't late, it's just leading you somewhere better? What if every closed door is a whisper, a gentle nudge, saying, turn left? And when you do, you may just find a miracle waiting, one that changes everything.